Hey guys, welcome back. I have a problem. I think I have a solution. So I went out this morning to our local caravan place and bought a couple of water tanks. I did some measurements day before yesterday, and I certainly thought I could fit two of these water tanks stacked. It's the 82 litre ones from Kamek, just the plastic ones. I thought I could fit two of them stacked and give myself 160 litres of fresh and of grey. I was planning to put the fresh ones in behind the wheel for those that know the Rosa, and then put the grey in front of the wheel, which would allow me to put my shower directly above it. That's not the case. It doesn't fit. The width of these tanks is 480 mil. Now I estimated I could fit 500. It turns out that I must have measured. I measured from the chassis to the inside where the body wells, which is fine, except for every 300 mil there is a mount for the body to the chassis. It's quite a large mount. Also, on the side of the on the back of the body, it has some stiffener braces. They're essentially welded at the bottom, and it just stops. From what I can see, it just stops that body flexing in on this large panel. So the tanks don't fit. One doesn't fit well enough, let alone two. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle, to the point where I'm just going to try and fit one snugly in here, and then that'll give me two. I can fit two under the bed for fresh, so I'm thinking two fresh in the back corner, one grey still here. To do that, I'm going to cut two of these stiffeners out, and if it's not too bad, I'll leave it. If the rigidity of the panel is concerning, I'll just grab a bit of angle. I've got a fair bit of angle in the shed there, and I will join from this one to this one, so probably about 1.5 meters. I'll just tack some angle on there to keep the body strength through that. I'll show you where I'm going to cut and what my thought pattern is for the bracing if it's going to be an issue. But that should get me out of the woods for this tank anyway. Beyond getting one custom made, which I just like, it's not so bad. The cost of getting it made, it's a cost I can deal with. I mean, I just spent $250 on these two, thinking it would fit. But it's the freight. No one does it here in Western Australia at a reasonable price, and getting it shipped here is exorbitant. So, well, couriered here. So yeah, I'll show you where I'm going to cut, and we'll go from there. So these are the stiffeners I was talking about. They seem to just be tacked there at the bottom and then come up to here. So I think I'm going to just cut it here and somewhere here, just allowing me to have that extra bit of space there to fit in. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see where it goes. One piece. I'm just going to let that cool before I try to slide the tank up in there in case it wants to melt it. But there's no rigidity loss really, like just a little bit, but I'm not too concerned. Well, it worked. It does fit. It's bloody impossible trying to hold this thing up by yourself. But it certainly seems to fit and sit flush. So I think that's a win. I wish Jess was here. She's at work, so that's no good. But of course I can't have my leg in there, can I? I don't have my legs anywhere. Oh, I can't wait until this floor is in. Certainly will sit nice and flush there. I'll be able to fab some hangers maybe down, and I don't know how we're going to go around, but we'll figure something out. Bend some stuff up. Maybe come a little bit further this way. But as it sits, that sits on those brackets where I cut it. So maybe even I'll just tee some angle off, be able to sit the tank in there. Just fix it in. I don't know. Alright, excuse the mess. So, I was thinking about it, and I figure if there's a frame needed for the bottom and the top and the sides, I might as well just build a box for it in here, and then I can make all the mounting points and stuff. I can fit all that later. So I'm just going to make a box for this, test fit the box, make sure it can bolt into the frame somewhere, and then come and fit it to the tank, and then just fit the whole lot as a unit, so it'll have all of its support and stuff. Once I take the rope off or whatever it is, it will hold it all. So yeah, for this tank, if you are using this tank, no. Yeah, it's just more work. So the measurements that the tank gives you are 490 by 190. 190 for me is 5mm too big, but that's okay because I've got some 2.5mm rubber. I grabbed a square of this from Bunnings, so the extra 5mm will fit top and bottom and side to side, so it shouldn't want to do any movement. I'm nervous as to how this will fit because it is almost exact size, but I can get a bit of compression out of the tank, so I'm wondering if I can just sort of force it, bit of WD-40, whatever, make it happen. Failing that, then what I will do, I've just cut some angle real rough. I figure if it doesn't work, then I'll make essentially just a C clip-on thing that I can just clip in and bolt up, however it wants to go, top or bottom, it doesn't matter. and then that will allow me to close the box nice and tight, which might mean I'm going to have to take a little bit out of these lengthwise, but I think with that radius, there's heaps of radius, the 40 angle's not even going to get close to it, so it should be right. So I'm going to make the initial box one end, see if I can fit it. I'm just going to tack it all up, see if I can fit it. If I can fit it, mint. If not, I'll make just a little closing, the fourth side be like a little C channel bit that can just bolt up. So like all great shed stories, I'm about to crack a beer and just cut and weld some pieces, and I'll see you when I come back. Can I sneak? Oh, stop it. So I'm worried about the strength of it. Like, I know 160 kilos isn't much. Oh, 80 kilos isn't much. But for the lower hanging parts, oh, probably all of them really, I wonder if I should just weld in some angle there as well. Because it'd be a lot harder to snap angle than it will be my crappy weld.
Alright, so it is my first day of holidays, leaving me free to actually help Rick. He's been busy at work for the last few days. I'm going to work on removing the seats and the vinyl at the front today. Let's have fun.
The camera cut out sometime the other night while I was fabbing these up. That's alright. I finished fabbing them up. So it's 40mm by 3mm, 2.6 I think. Flat bar, 40-40 angle. So for holding one tank, which is like 82 litres, these two squares need to hold about 40 kilos each. I reckon I hold a ton personally. So the idea is to, this will be at the back, slide the tank in, which this will all be, and drill some holes, slide the tank in, I'll put some bolts through, slide the tank in, and then we'll be able to fit it up under the chassis, bolt it into the cross braces, and for the front I've just got a strap, so it'll allow me to still take it out and move it around if I need to. I'm hoping that once this is in, it's sort of set and forget. Of course, that bracket I made doesn't fit under the bus in one unit, which is just top notch. So now I'm going to have to assemble it here to lift it up. Yeah. If it was easy, everyone would have done it this way. If it was right, everyone probably would have done it this way as well. But we'll get it in there. We're going to get a tank in today, regardless, if I have to tech screw it to the frame. Alright people, this is how you do not do this tank install. Ours is in, it's done, it's fixed. I'll give you a bit of a look. So, I can't see the camera, so I don't know if, yeah, there it is. So essentially we've got the bolt that comes through, washer, nylock, and then washer nut up to nut washer, and we gave it a bit of length on these. Oh, it's not going to show you. So essentially, bolt, nut, washer. That allowed us to set the level, so we got a little bit of fall towards the back, just a couple mil difference from the front to the back. And it was a nightmare. That was an absolute nightmare install. It's snug as, like it's not going to move. We've chocked it all the way with rubber everywhere that there's a contact, including to the frame. From the body mount to the tank, like there's a little bit of rubbage. So that's rubbered. Might be able to see that one a bit better. Yeah, that is not how I would install one of these tanks. I'm sure that there's a better sized option off the shelf. It's not these ones. I will put the link for these ones in there in case you want to have a crack yourself, but nightmare. That'll do for this episode. We'll just make this one the tank install, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be a little bit of plumbing and probably starting to think about painting and putting a bit of floor down temporarily anyway. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.